Hey folks, I know it barely qualifies as summer anymore, but I wanted to come back at you here on Desert to Garden LV with a summer tour video. Just show you what's going on. I've been super busy. It's been really hot and I haven't really been taking that much care of the garden, but everything's still growing on here, and I wanted to give you a little update. I was talking to my buddy John Kohler, and he inspired me to get back out here and make a video. He puts up videos regularly on growing your greens on YouTube, and basically where I learned everything I know about growing here in the desert. You guys should check him out if you haven't. I'm sure you all know him if you're growing in Las Vegas. But here we are back in the corner. The Shiro plum here, out of control. They were the sweetest they've ever been this year. A lot of top growth I'm going to have to chop off, but they grew really great. None left now. The lemon guavas over here, a few little guys on there, haven't gotten too big and haven't really ripened up, but they're still there. The Santa Rosa plum, a lot of top growth there too. Had a small number of plums this year, but they were really good. Another strawberry guava I put in back there. That was a dead ghost apple before. This is Vernon sapote. It's getting nice and tall up there. Not sure if we'll ever see a fruit off there. It always tries in the fall, but we'll see. Mirabelle plums hanging over back in there with grapes growing through them. The birds really got to a lot of those because they're hanging over the fence, and it's far down on the other side of that fence, 25 feet below us. So you're looking at the second floor of that house. Grapes growing through the other side of that Mirabelle plum. There's more red flame grapes growing over here on this side. Down in there, the pineapple guava, same there, pineapple guava, which hopefully I will replace at some point because it's not ever going to give me fruit. The blueberry row here, we didn't eat any blueberries this year, but they survived the summer. On down here, showing all the bugs jumping all over my phone from the grapes, and you see how everything's dying off, and you see all the dead leaves down here. This is what happens to my grapes every year. Just a random type of bug that I don't know what it is, and I'm not willing to make any spray in this garden. It's an organic garden, and I'm not spraying stuff. Tried horticultural oil and random things, but here we are with grapes. I'm not going to keep complaining about it. This appears to be a chast tree or some sort of sage that grew up through my rosemary. My goji berries are done at this point because the heat got them, but they're underneath those Concord grapes there. A new calamansi tree I put in there because that spot there never had a citrus because I never had one to go there, and I found a calamansi on Baker Creek Rare Seeds, and wanted to try that out. So it's survived the heat as long as it's in this shade thing. Down here, the Bear's lime that I had and always produces, there's a couple of limes on there. This here is the, I don't know, I call it something different every year, Clementine style orange. Been the greatest producer now. I have to top it every year. It gets so tall, but there's fruits all over this. My best performing citrus. Artichokes that had been chopped back, and one tried to grow again there. Another new citrus hiding in there. That is the Sumo oranges. I found one of those, and on Baker Creek as well, and they called Shira Nui, I think, and it's survived in the shade there really good. This I now know is a blood orange, which is growing really great and huge, and got a couple of blood oranges last season. Haven't seen any new oranges on there this season. A few more artichokes hiding down there. Another navel orange here, which didn't produce any oranges, it looks like. The Meyer lemon growing out of control, as it always does, but we had a cold snap during the flowering, so there's only a few oranges on there. This is the Anna apple, which has seen its end of life. I'm going to pull that out probably soon and replace it with something in January, February time. Whatever I get from Grow Organic, buy a new bare root tree. Down in here is the berry patch. Not a whole lot of berries going on because it's been so hot. You can see a lot of them dried up. The kiwis didn't really do it this year. They're probably going to be done forever, and we'll have the berry patch take over back there. Gold Kissed apricot. Ate a few off of this year, and they were actually pretty good. I think it might be because I thinned it a lot and had a few that are reasonable, but they're still dry, and they should be meant. Gold Kissed apricots should be meant for drying, I think, not eating fresh. Cotton candy aprium. Did I say Gold Kissed aprium? I meant Gold Kissed apricot. This is a cotton candy aprium. Dave Wilson Nursery. Really love these. It's getting nice and big. The trunk is thickening up down there. This should be another great one, just like our Flavor Delight down the row here. The peach, all three varieties did not produce any peaches this year. It had some sort of virus on a few of the branches. You can see one of the dead branches over here. Had to cut it down a lot, trimmed a lot back, and it's grown out real good here in the end of the summer, so maybe there'll be something happening next year. This is what happens to your strawberries, even if they're watered well and 110 degrees every day. They don't like to grow that well, but they'll come back here in the fall and survive through the winter. Back there in the hole is the Royal Crimson Cherry, which I got back when it was just a numbered tree. We ate some cherries off there this year. They're really good. I hope we get more next year. Satsuma Plum. Birds got most of these. They should have been ripe already, but there's just a weird thing with this. I just keep this around because it pollinates my Santa Rosa, which is what I got to have because that's my favorite plum. This is Nectarine, Arctic something, Snow Queen Nectarine, which I put in last fall, and had one nectarine on it this year, but didn't really develop that well. Hopefully this coming year we'll get more. This is everybody's favorite tree, Flavor Delight aprium. Grows greatest, gives the most fruits. You got to have one of these in your orchard if you're going to do it in Vegas. Best tree there is. They're so good, and you can do all kinds of things with them, jellies, jams, and eating fresh. And hidden back here between the fig and the aprium, my two cherry trees, Bing and Rainer. Ate some off of both of them this year, and they're really good. The Rainer seems to, I don't know, the heat or something it doesn't like, but it always comes back every year. We'll see how it does. Brown turkey fig, ate a handful of figs. There's even more coming right now. I think this would be called Braba crop is what they call that on figs, so they won't fully develop, but we'll see. I chopped it down big time, and it's back up there 10 feet tall again, so we'll do that again in the fall. Black goji berry, never seen a goji berry, but loses all its leaves and magically comes back every year. Still got my crossed melon over here hanging on the trellis, and you can see the garden and why I probably didn't want to bring you a video. A lot of dead melons in here. Once they produce and they're hanging out in that 110 degrees, they just don't see any reason for themselves to keep on trying. Peppers, everybody's happy above, but these melons, after they've given me a melon or two and it's 110, they say, yeah, we're done. See them through there as well, kind of done. The tomatoes, I don't know if it was a virus or bacteria or what, but a lot of my tomatoes didn't do very well this year. They seem to be sprouting out a few new leaves up at the top now, but during the heat, they just didn't do that well. It's going to be a peppers of the fall. Hopefully we get some more peppers going. You see a lot of jalapenos in there and a few bell peppers down there. And over to this bed, which the vines are still hanging in there for these melons, and it's mostly because of this right here, I believe. I'm not 100% sure what this is, if it's an Armenian crossed with something else or some sort of cantaloupe seed that I planted that I don't remember. or what, but I've been letting it go here because it's under this shade and it's staying good. Even probably developed there. I don't know. We're gonna find out what that is. I'll put that on Instagram when I cut that sucker open. And the reason I think it might be Armenian is because right here is Armenian crossed with something else. So here's a Madhu Ras hanging out right here, my favorite melon, which I haven't been eating many of this year. Only got 2 of them, and you might have saw those in Instagram pictures. This is my first bed that I planted this year and posted about this. For some reason, that end down there, I think maybe all those ground cover weeds that I let survive there may have sucked some nutrients out. We got a lot of green tops and yellow bottoms. But this end, everything's pumped up, growing tall. These 2, you can't really see in the shade there, can you? These 2 on this end, super tall, super lanky, but I think we should get a lot of peppers off these here in the fall. I don't know what they are though. This is what I do. I have a 6-pack and I plant them and then I don't remember. I mean, this here is a tasty green bell and it looks like that. Not long and lanky like this. These could be ancho, poblano, something else. Not really sure, but we'll find out if it makes us some peppers here coming up. We shall see. Here's my strawberries in the in-ground bed, and notice they don't look like those other ones. They're much happier being in-ground instead of in a pot, and that's just the soil temperature difference. This soil temperature here is underneath all that shaded soil is probably 5 to 10 degrees cooler than that pot. Here we are, 9 a.m. Pot soil getting hit with the sun on the sides there, it just heats it up and they don't survive as well. But that is, oh, there's the pomegranate row over there too, growing tall as usual, covering the side of the house. My new hawk I put up there where I used to have an owl, he's been scaring off the pigeons a little better. I welcome all birds in my yard except for a pigeon. If I had a real hawk, I'd send him on those pigeons every time. Little winged rat bastards. Thanks for checking out Desert to Garden LV Summer Tour. If you want more frequent updates, hit me up on Instagram, Desert to Garden LV, and it's also dual posts to Facebook stories, so if you're on there too. And we'll see you in the next fall tour.